So what we do is we find this drug dealer, right?
Yeah.
We befriend this drug dealer.
Befriend the drug dealer.
But the dealer is never the producer, right? So you try to make your way up a little bit higher. The person who probably buys the weed and then distributes it to their dealers, right? So now we're at the boss, right?
Yeah.
We befriend the boss. Okay,
Befriend
we're
the boss.
Sam now. Now we befriend Sam.
All right, everyone. Maseo thinks that I'm responsible for doing the intro today, and I think that he is responsible for doing the intro today. So we're gonna play the last step. Okay, here we go. Let's see who actually is supposed to do the intro. So this is last. If you don't know, if you haven't picked up on this, we switch off doing the intro every week. Here we go. Recently, Lego made this new line called like something. Lego we have to get through the.
You gotta skip through the little sneak peek.
Unopened car Legos.
Okay.
The car. Yeah. Unopened McLaren said, "What is up?" And welcome.
Oh
Oh.
Jesco, unopened
Wait.
GR Supra, and this one actually I did build, which is a Ferrari F8.
I am speechless.
Yo, guys, what is up? And welcome back.
Oh
to the
no,
Team
whose
Finance
voice is
Podcast.
that, Sam?
Today we have an absolute banger going for you today.
All right, everyone. What is going on? Welcome back to the Teen Finance Podcast. I truly thought that I did this last week, but I guess not. It's been an eventful week. It's the start of what I'm going to call it's either my fantastic February or my frantic February. Right now it's feeling pretty frantic. Just got back from a debate conference in Santa Barbara, which was really it was fun. The committee and stuff itself was kind of mid. The thing is, I got like no homework done down there, so this morning I had to do like my history notes and stuff. This came in the mail while I was gone. New camera. I think I talked about buying this on the last episode, right?
Your $3,000 mistake.
Yeah, I know. But well, hopefully it's not.
It was not a mistake.
Because that's where the next things in my schedule come up. This Friday is our school's winter formal, which because I'm junior class president, I'm in charge of. Like I'm the out of the list of responsibilities that people can have, I'm like the highest student responsibility because the juniors are in charge of putting on this event. So we have that. That's Friday night, and then the next morning at 9 a.m. from 9 to 12, I have to go to. We're running a baseball clinic for the little leaguers, and I'm gonna do the clinic while also filming it to get footage for a video that we need for fundraising. And then that ends at 12, but then also at 12 I need to be at an art installation to film a video for a client. So we're doing that, and then that'll go from 12 to 5ish or something like that. And then I have Sunday to chill out and try to get as much homework done as I can, because then on Wednesday I'm leaving to go to the UK, so London and Edinburgh. And then I get back on the 22nd, and then it's probably going to be like a week of just like trying to catch up on all the schoolwork I missed, which I've done before. Because last year I went on a trip to Hawaii like a week after or before spring break or something like that. I don't know, but I had 1 week where I slept like 4 hours a night. I just had to enter into like peak human physical mental performance mode. I think now I can do it. I did it once. I can do it again, right?
Yeah, totally. Are you excited for your trip? Like, how are you feeling?
I am excited for it.
You feeling ready?
Yeah, like we're going to Edinburgh first. The funny thing is, in my my Model UN debate thing that I just did, we were doing a like a crisis committee based on the War of the Roses, which took place in the British Isles in England. So I feel like I have it was like a ton of cities that I'm about to go visit and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool.
That's funny.
Yeah, everything's planned out for that trip. I'm not gonna have a ton of free time. I was like, oh, maybe I can like pull up and find Max Bunting on the street or something. Maybe that's still possible. I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. That's something that I need this camera for, because I'm not even in the class that's going on the school trip. So I'm just there to film a video. So that's my responsibility, which is, I guess, cool because instead of doing school, but like kind of, I still have to do the school work, but gotta go film a fun video. So yeah. So how's your February?
Actually pretty good. So I'm going to Arizona in like 2 weeks to go close on a building with my dad. And it's for the long weekend, so I'm gonna go spend the whole weekend in Zona.
Yeah, did you talk about that?
I don't think I've talked about it yet. So my dad's buying I think it was 15,000 square feet building in Arizona right now. So we're going to close on that on the 16th. So in 10 days, we'll be there closing on it. And we got like a nice Airbnb and everything. So
dope.
It should be fun. We're gonna go like off-roading and all that good stuff.
Get the full Zona experience.
Yeah, we're gonna get the Zona experience. Dude.
Wait, it's in it's in Phoenix Metro.
It's in Phoenix. It's like right next to the airport.
Okay, yeah, it's like, so it is Phoenix. It's not like one of the.
It's like the heart of Phoenix.
Cool. Yeah. I want to go there. I want to visit it once you guys get that.
We all got a road trip down there and go.
Road trip, dude. That would be sick.
We could just sleep in there. I mean, like, who's gonna stop us?
Who's gonna stop us? So yeah, I mean, February it's a fun month. You come out of winter break where you've just like, winter break was so fun, dude. I just gotta chill. I gotta read and hang out and just do what I wanted. And then school starts back up again, and you're just like, oh wait, like responsibilities exist, but
yeah,
it's fine.
Winter formal's coming up, man.
Yeah, you ready? Did you buy your ticket?
I didn't buy my ticket. I need to buy it.
Okay, good. So, quick, finances everywhere in your life, and right now we're doing the finances. I think I can be transparent with this because technically it's public money, so I'm supposed to be transparent with this. Okay. For the school, we're doing for the winter formal and stuff. We're selling tickets for like, I think it was $40 was like the cheapest you could get them. The reason a lot of people are saying that's expensive. The reason it's that much is because we need to make a lot of profit because that'll go towards our prom, which is going to cost around $20,000. So any money that we raise on top of this is just going to lower the price of your prom ticket. What we spent on our total expenses for formal are around $6,000 right now. I think it might get up to $7,000. So far, we've sold $10,000 in tickets, or just under, which means that we have around $4,000 profit. Hopefully, a lot of people. What I'm hoping is that we have a lot of people like you who plan on going, but just haven't bought their ticket yet. Because then what that means is we're going to sell a lot of tickets at peak price. So if we sell another, 100 tickets or something at $50 a piece, that's like another $5,000 that we can throw on there. So I think I'm optimistic that we will be able to end up with a solid, $7,000 in profit to go towards our prom, which would be pretty good. So yeah, that's how much school events make if you've ever wondered.
That's wild.
But it is expensive to get venues and stuff. Like our venue costs like $5,000, I think.
No, nice.
It's a good venue though. All right, moving into the actual content of the podcast. We just talked for 8 minutes.
Oh no, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I hope you skipped through that. If you listen to us, if you listen to our problems for that long, then respect to you. Some things that have been happening in the last couple of days. So when we were in school, our AP US history teacher, who is constantly doing a ton of different things to teach us basic economics. So we have like our class currency and stuff, which I don't know if we've talked about this, but our friend group kind of like we created like a trust, and we find a way to like kind of break the system with that currency and win a ton of extra credit. Now that was like a fun experiment because he was like, "Oh, do whatever you want with the class currency once you get them. I don't care. I'm just gonna be hands off. It's a free market." But then more recently, we did a stock market simulation. I want to know how that went for you, Maseo. I don't know if I asked you.
Well, things are going really well for me, to be honest. I was coming up on $300 for a while.
Wow.
And I got caught holding the bag.
When did you don't tell me you held until 1929.
No, I didn't hold all the way. I sold about 80% of my 70% probably of my holdings. And so then when it ended, I thought maybe it wouldn't crash, and I was gambling on the chance that it didn't with some of my stocks. So I was holding bank stock, and I was like, yo, maybe he won't crash it. And so from that, I had lost, like $180 or something. So I ended at like 220. But
okay,
I
that's
could
not
have done
bad.
better. I
That's
knew I
not
could have
bad.
done better.
All right, so my strategy was, I was, from hearing what other people said. To be fair, I knew that he was gonna play it historically accurate.
Yeah.
So I knew about that 1929 crash, and I sold everything before that. But my strategy, I bought like the radio company and the like oil and that bank and stuff early on, and then I sold, I don't know, in the first couple of years. But then I basically just piled up. I saw that the motor company, which is basically like Chevy, Ford, no, I think it's Chevy, was at like
Chevy,
it was just cheap for a very long time. So I just started buying up, and I bought like 20 shares of it or something, and I ended with $291, which I think is the record for non-cheaters between all the classes. So easy dub. I just bought it. It was like people are like, oh, people. I saw people just like paper handsing the whole time, dude. They would like see the stock not go up as high as the other ones, and then they just like sell it, and like the next time it would go up. But I just held until the end because I had faith. I mean, if you know anything about 1920s history, you know that cars were boomed in that time. A lot of people started buying cars. So I'm like, all right, let's get the motor company and let's just like hold. It'll be the swing trade of the century, and it was. So yeah. I think because we knew what was going to happen, we like knew what the market was going to do because we were playing this to history. I was like, yo, what if I can like options trade? So I was like asking. The thing is, the stock market simulation was like kind of accurate, but it was like kind of not. Holy shit!
Bless you.
Thank you. I felt that coming on for like 5 seconds, and I'm like, do I keep talking or do I just stop and let it let the sneeze come out? No, I was like, all right, because we know what's gonna happen. What's one way that you can multiply your money? Just like buy a ton. What's a way that you can grow the potential profits of something if you know exactly what's gonna happen in the stock market? And it's options trading. So we want to talk a little bit about options inside. Hey, no. Options trading is most of the time only a good idea if you're inside trading because they know exactly what's going to happen. So yeah, I mean, just follow our idols in the United States Congress, and then you can learn how to inside trade. But the thing you want to do for options trading is don't do it most of the time because you're not a genius and you won't be able to do it. But I just want to explain what it is. So options trading is a way of what you're doing is you're literally trading options. That's why it's called options trading, is because you're buying yourself options. So there's basically ways where you can bet that a stock is going to go down and bet that a stock is going to go up. So when you're options trading, most of the time you're not actually buying a stock. It's more complicated than just buying a share in a company. So before you listen to this part of the podcast, make sure you understand what the stock market is very thoroughly. I think we've talked about this enough to where most of you probably know when you buy a share, you're just buying a piece of a company, and that share price can go up and down depending if the company's value goes up and down, which is sometimes based on if the company is doing well, that kind of stuff. But nowadays is more based off of just like random stuff and how other people perceive its value. It could be like Reddit saying that something is going to go to the moon and that changes the price. So there's other factors besides just like a company's financial standings. But options trading is a little bit different. You're not buying a physical share. So we're going to talk about call options first. So I don't know why, but I was a little bit murky on call options for like a while until I started really like trying to like think about where is this extra money coming from. So what happens when you buy a call option is you're paying a premium up front to be able to buy a stock later at the price that you paid that premium at. So what didn't click for me, I'm just gonna be like straight up. This is what didn't click for me. I might make myself sound stupid, but in case other people are having this problem, like, okay, you are paying a premium now to be able to buy a stock in the future at that price. But then wouldn't you be, if you're buying that stock in the future at that price, let's say we have a $10 stock and you think it's going to go up. So you pay $2 premium or something, it goes to $20, but then you can buy it at $10, but then you only made $8 because you get that $10 gain, but you spend that $2 premium. If you thought that stock was going to go to $20, why wouldn't you just buy the stock then and make $10? That's what wasn't making sense for me with options trading. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
The thing that didn't click for me was the capital usage, right? So as long as you're not trading on margin, this is how it would work. When you're paying that, instead of spending that $10 that you have to buy the stock, you spend that $10 buying 5 $2 premiums. So now you have 5 options to buy that stock. So then you say it goes to $20, you wouldn't actually be like buying all of those for $100 for $50. You would be buying and immediately selling and just cashing in that profit is the general idea. So you would, pay that $10. You're paying $10 to get 5 options. The stock goes from $10 to $20, and then there's that, $50 in profit between all of them. Subtract the $10 that you paid initially, you made $40 instead of $10. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you got it.
I don't know if that was confusing, but the key thing to understanding trading call options is it's your capital usage. It's what you can do, like how you can just get more options than you can shares, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So therefore, you're entitled to more gains. So in a way, it's very related to trading on margin, which is also a thing that you probably shouldn't do. But I think trading call options and trading on margin are actually very, very similar in their risk and reward and just the general way it works. You're kind of just like trading on borrowed money in a way. So if a call option goes sour, the main thing is that you're losing on your the premium you paid, but most of the time is that you also have to close on that call option, which means that when it hits its expiry date, most of the time you have to just buy that stock, but at $10. So then you'll just take that loss in the opposite direction, if that makes sense. So let's say it went from $10 to $8 or something like that. Then you have to buy that stock at $10 and then just sell it at $8. So you're taking a $2 loss on everything you bought. So that's where your losses can also be exponentially increased, which is why you generally don't want to do this because you're not a genius and most of your trades will go south. So then we'll go into the reverse, which is buying puts or shorts, whatever you want to call them. I call them, I think sharts is a good name for them because that's what they are. It's literally just like a shart, dude. Like you should not do this unless you're like, what is his name, Michael Burry or something, and you're just like, no.
Oh yeah, everything.
Yeah, if you just like, whatever. Shorting is when you borrow a share. Okay, Maseo, do you want to be my broker right now?
I'm your broker.
Yo, I think that what stock do we think is going to go to the floor? FaZe Clan? Are we shorting FaZe Clan?
Yeah, we're shorting FaZe Clan.
All right, FaZe Clan was like what, $10?
I think it's like $4 now. But yeah,
it was like $10
at a time.
Right?
It was
when
$10.
we talked about it on the podcast. It was like $10 or something.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll use $10 because it's a round number. I think FaZe Clan is this stock. I listened to the Teen Finance Pod, and these goons are saying that FaZe Clan stock is going to go to the floor. I think it's going to go to like $5 or something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to short it. So I'm gonna go to my broker, Maseo Schwab, and I'm gonna say, yo, I'm not confident in this stock. Can I borrow a share of this stock? And you're gonna be like, bruh, you want me to let you borrow a share of FaZe Clan? And you're like, nah, champ, unless you pay me a premium. So now I'm going to say, how much money do you want me to pay you as a premium to borrow this stock from you for like 2 months?
I want $100 premium.
Screw you, I'll give you $2. So I'm gonna pay a $2 premium to Maseo Schwab, and then that's semi-realistic ratios, maybe. I don't know.
Right, probably.
How much are short prims? It depends. Everything's priced in always. Like that's another reason why you probably shouldn't do this. But we're just gonna explain it for economics lesson's sake. So now Maseo, I just gave him $2. You have your $2, right?
Okay.
So I have this share now that I'm borrowing from him. What I'm going to do is I'm going to immediately sell the share. So I'm in debt 1 share to Maseo, but I have $10 out of this. I also paid him $2. Remember that for later. But now I have basically like $10 in capital to work with. So let's say things go exactly how I planned. A couple months later, FaZe Clan is down to $5. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to what am I in debt with right now? I owe Maseo a share of FaZe Clan. So I'm going to buy a share of FaZe Clan for $5 using that $10 that I had. So now I buy a share of FaZe Clan and I give it back to Maseo. Our deal is closed. What do I have left? Well, as you remember, I had $10, but it only took me $5 to buy back that share. So now I have that $5 profit minus the premium that I pay Maseo. It was like $2. I think realistically the ratio is smaller most of the time, unless it truly is a risky stock.
Yeah.
But profit like $3. It would be more than that in real life, I think. I don't think it would actually make a $2 premium on that.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I think it's way less than that.
It depends like what direction the stock's going in. Like if it's already heading down, then the premium will be really high. But if it's like, let's say it's jumping 80% in a day, the premium will be super low.
This is so bad. I'm sorry, dude.
Bye.
The aftertaste is crazy. I'm just drinking because I'm thirsty and it's supposed to on my desk, but
you gotta say
my gosh.
Bye.
That's what shorting a stock is. How can you lose money on shorts? Well, let's say it didn't go as planned and FaZe Clan went to $15. Now I have to buy back that FaZe Clan stock because I'm still in debt to Maseo and I don't want to get sued. So I have to, give him his share back. So what I have to do, I have to go buy it for $15. I have to do it. So then I buy that share for $15. I give it back to Maseo. As you know, I only had $10 to work with, so now that's minus $5, minus the $2 that I paid him. I'm out $7. That's why shorting is so risky and generally like not worth it.
It's worth it for the broker.
Notice how I said I have to. Yeah, exactly. Notice how I said I have to buy. That is where a short squeeze comes in. So this is what happened with GameStop and AMC and stuff. So what happened with the GameStop situation is people started, these Redditors all united to buy all at the same time. They bought stocks that, if you don't know why, if you thought GameStop and AMC was like random, GameStop wasn't random. It was literally like the most shorted stock. So a ton of these hedge funds on Wall Street were doing what we just said. They were shorting GameStop. They were betting that it was going to go down using the practice that we just explained. What Redditors realized was that if enough of them bought GameStop stock, they could just like pump up the price artificially. And then all these big hedge funds are going to see these losses on their shorts go up. And if those losses get too big, they'll go bankrupt because they don't have enough money to pay those losses. So what do? They're forced to close that short position early. But what does that mean they're doing? They're also buying the stock back at an extremely high price. So then that pumps up the stock higher, which makes more people have to close on their short positions. But then they're buying the stock at $500, which makes more people who have more money have to close their short positions, and so on until this just goes up. And that's what a short squeeze is when you're just forcing a ton of people to close their short positions because they don't have enough money to, pay off that loss. So that's what happened with GameStop and AMC. If you were wondering how that happened and how that went up so fast, it wasn't just because a ton of people were buying it. It's because these big hedge funds were forced to close their short positions.
Wow.
That's my economics lesson for the day.
That was a great little lesson.
Good lesson. Now you guys know how to trade options, which is something you should never do. So it's like teaching about drugs, basically, is what I just did. Hopefully you see how bad those losses can be and you just won't do it. And the thing is, most brokers, if you're under 18, will just they won't let you trade options because they know how risky it is and they don't want like kids going into massive amount of debts and like losing their brokers a ton of money. Actually, I don't know. If I was a broker, I would use the unethical way of making money, possibly, of just like letting kids trade options and then just like forcing their parents to pay off the debt.
Ooh, brutal.
Yeah, I don't know. What are some other unethical ways to make money? This is actually a good segue.
Well, speaking on unethical ways to make money. So I was kind of doing a little browsing through TikTok, right? Mm-hmm. And I saw these guys who were doing credit card skimming, right? Did you ever seen that a while ago? It was a thing. It was a total scam. But they had these piles of cash on their desk, right?
And when they go spread it,
yeah, exactly.
You are the scammer.
Yeah. So then that kind of sparked some interest for me. A lot of cash on a desk. Who else would have a lot of cash on their desk?
A drug dealer.
Exactly, a drug dealer.
Yes.
So
wait, actually.
Yes, this is where I'm going with this.
Okay. So I did not know that. I actually just said like that was the first thing that came to mind. I'm sorry if I stole your thunder, Maseo.
No. That was perfect. That was perfect. So what you do, right? So in every like town, state, country, nation, there's drug dealers, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure if we really wanted to go find a drug dealer, we could find the drug dealer.
Probably like 67 out of school, at least.
Yeah, like walking past us every day.
Yeah.
So what we do is we find this drug dealer, right?
Yeah.
We befriend this drug dealer.
Befriend the drug dealer,
right? So there we go. We have one person onto our list of drug dealers that we know, right?
Yes.
But the dealer is never the producer, right? So you try to make your way up a little bit higher.
Okay.
You try to go to the person who is...
We need to vertically integrate.
Exactly. We're vertically integrated. So now we're making our way up to the person who probably buys the weed and then distributes it to their dealers, right? So now we're at the boss, right?
Yeah.
We befriend the boss. Okay, we're
boss.
Sam now. Now we befriend Sam. Okay.
Yeah.
But that goes deeper. There's the person who's growing the weed. And if it's getting sold to these people who are illegally dealing, that's not okay. So you know what you do? We're already friends with so many bad people, right?
Yes.
We go befriend the grower.
Evan.
Okay? Evan. Now we're with Evan, dude. Okay, so here we are. Now we have our stack, right? Yeah. So we have the boss.
Yes.
Sorry, we have the dealer. We have the boss. And we have the grower.
Okay.
And from the dealer, we meet from the boss, we meet all the other dealers, right?
Okay.
And you know what you do when you buy stuff in cash? Person to person?
You put it in an envelope.
You don't pay tax.
Oh, that's true. Sorry, I was gonna say you put it in a red envelope or in a white envelope, and you hide it. You drop it under a trash can.
So you don't pay tax, right?
Yes.
And when you don't pay tax, who gets mad?
The SEC and the IRS.
There you go, IRS. So the IRS has something called the Whistleblower Act. So the Whistleblower Act is if you can snitch on a person who is not paying taxes, you are entitled to 15 to 30% of their income. That is taken by the IRS. And so now that we have befriended all of these terrible people who are not paying taxes, we blow the whistle on them, and we collect 15 to 30% of every single person's income that we have just befriended. and even better, there's a part of the Whistleblower Act comes with a whistleblower protection program. So now that you pissed off all of these drug dealers, you're protected. You have full protection from the government, from all these drug dealers. You can get put under witness protection if that's necessary. You have full support from the American government.
Oh my gosh. This is strat, bro.
And there's my plan.
And you can use all the money you make to just like buy 7 bodyguards.
Exactly. When you're swimming in cash.
Wow.
Right?
So maybe what you do, I think you need to do this on just an epic, like on a gargantuan scale. So I like what you're saying. Go to the boss and find the other dealers. I think we go to the grower, find all the places the grower goes to, and then find all of the places or all the bosses that grower supplies, and then find all the dealers that those bosses supply. It's like a pyramid, you know? Like if a good rule of thumb, if a business plan includes a pyramid, it is very, very good. Like very advantageous. You know, think pyramid schemes. Think this pyramid weed grower thing. What do they both have in common? They make you absorbent amounts of money. So I think I really think this is the next big thing, Maseo.
I think it is. I mean,
should we try it? Like don't shoot us if you're a drug dealer, please. Please.
I don't want to.
This is a joke. This is not. We're joking. But yeah, no. The whistle. That's actually crazy. That I did not know that about the IRS. That they do that. I wonder if there are people taking advantage of it and we just don't know because the protection. I think there
are, because this idea sprouted like 2 years ago for me. When remember there was a bunch of adult dancers on TikTok posting their earnings.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? And there was a trend for them to just have like piles of
cash. Oh, so did people go?
And there was one dude who went around and he got all these people written down, and he contacted the IRS under the Whistleblower Act, and he collected a ton of their income. Dude. and people hated him for it, but I'm sure he made it out. He deleted his account.
That's a strat, dude. The Whistleblower Act. Dang. Yeah. Dude, doing that with you know what we should try that with next?
What?
The cartel. The mafia.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm sure they'd be fine with it, right?
They'd be fine with it. Yeah, no, it's no big deal.
Yeah, they won't do anything.
The government can protect me. Trust.
Yeah.
We're chilling.
Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm. No, but if you did this, you'd have to invest all your money in like a mansion with like you need at least like 5 of those Nest security cameras. At least
you need
5.
like sharks with like laser turrets on their heads or something.
Yeah. So this podcast is actually sponsored by Simply Safe. So Simply Safe is the best way to get
It's a home security system you can install by yourself.
By myself. All right. I have one more semi unethical way that it's not like an idea on how to make money. Someone is doing this right now.
Okay.
So you remember Salt Bae from like years ago, like back in like 2015, like the guy who like cut up a steak and went, and then he went and got that. You know, that guy.
My dad does that every time he cuts a steak now.
Yeah. So he became a cultural icon. I mean, your dad is doing this, for fuck's sake. This guy is trying to cling on to his fame so hard and monetize it. So I don't know if you saw the clips of it. Bro was at the World Cup. Somehow he got on the field. People don't know how he got on the field, but bro would just go up and like, dude, he would just harass like Messi and stuff and be like, yo, Messi, get in the picture. Do my thing. It's the cringiest thing you've ever seen. But that's not where the Salt Bae cringe stops. So Salt Bae, after he did this, he was just like working at a restaurant, I think. But he started opening his own restaurants around his name. And then every time you order steak or something, the Salt Bae would come out and do this with the salt onto your steak. The thing is, the first thing is all of his steaks are extremely overpriced. I don't know what it is. Like maybe like a $30 ribeye. They just plate it in like cheap edible gold that like, I don't know, doesn't even cost that much. And they just charge $1,000 for it. Like they're making basically all of that. That's almost all profit. So they're kind of just like scamming people with like very mid steaks, covering it in like cheap edible, you know, gold plating stuff, and then just charging a ton of money for it. So That's the first thing, which is already bad enough. The second thing is that the Salt Baes are not even Salt Bae. It's just a ton of lookalikes. This guy has. If you do any tiny ounce of critical thinking, you'll realize that this bro has like 10 restaurants and there's one of him. So, I mean, like there you go.
Any ounce.
They're literally just a ton of lookalikes that are going and sprinkling the salt. It's not even him. So the people that are paying for this are like either just so rich that it doesn't matter that they're getting scammed and they don't care, or they're just really, really stupid. But yeah, I don't know. Is Salt Bae an asshole or a genius? Like, where do you draw the line?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's just marketing and branding at that point.
It is marketing. Right? The stuff he did at the World Cup though is like so cringe. It's a very tough watch. If you want to go try it, you can go try to watch it. It's very hard to get through. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should open a teen finance restaurant and just like plate stuff in gold and charge $1 trillion for it. If you guys get the black card, if you get the teen finance black card, no problem paying for it. That's gonna be easy work for you. Maybe that's like a benefit of the teen finance black card. You get access
finance
to
lounge. Oh, teen finance lounge.
The teen finance lounge, the teen finance steakhouse. The teen finance steakhouse is what we're gonna call it.
And in the steakhouse, instead of music, it's us it's us doing an episode, but in like a slow voice with like jazz music in the background of us talking. We're all, hey, what is up, guys?
Oh my gosh, that's funny, dude. That's funny.
The whole time.
Yeah.
And all the food is green.
All the food is like painted with edible green like food coloring and stuff. And yes, the background music is just us talking over jazz. It's just like podcast episodes with like some faint jazz in the background.
Is that still your ringtone or your voicemail?
I turned it off because it was a little bit much, I think, because like if any of my family members or if I'm getting calls, what made me think about it was like, all right, I'm like doing more of this video. I just bought a camera. I'm gonna be doing more video projects in the future. If a client calls me and I miss the call, and that's my voicemail, I don't know if we told you. It's basically just me. For those who don't know, it's me plugging the podcast in a very like suggestive voice over jazz music. It's like it's really funny. It's like it's pretty really good, funny. But it's maybe not professional. So I turn it off. I want to replace it with something more fun that's just like funny, but I don't know. It is a good voicemail for sure. Well, I'll have to make a new one. I'll have to make a new one soon. You should make one, Maseo.
I know, I need to make one. Mine is still the same from like, I don't know. I
hate your voicemail with a passion. I absolutely hate it. It's Maseo, like 5 years old, going, "What? Hello? Can you hear me?" It's like him just like trolling. It was like maybe funny the first time. After hearing that voicemail like multiple times, I just want to rip my eyeballs out of my face every single time I hear it.
It's so funny because I've never heard it. I don't think I can't even imagine.
Say, all of us, we all like hate it with a passion. It literally ruins our day when we hear it, dude. Because I'll still fall for it every once in a while, even though you sound like a 7-year-old girl. Like I don't know. It's yeah. It's you need to change it, please. All right, that's it for this episode. We'll be back next week with either another one of these episodes where we just I honestly kind of like these where we just explore like very like funny troll ways to make money with some actual like useful content. It might be one of those. Wait. No. I'm in the UK the week after that. So we'll probably record this episode on Sunday. So it'll be right after it'll be like after formal that kind of stuff. Yeah. But then the episode after that, do I take my mic with me? Do we record it while I'm in the UK?
I feel like we do that pre. I don't know how much time we're gonna have just like sitting around.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so we'll figure it out. Bod Pod at some point. Which I think we want to run that either while I'm doing my 1 week of peak physical and mental performance, and we'll talk about all the ways I'm achieving that. So we'll either do that. We might want to talk about publishing again, and I'll try to get that friend on. We'll have to check the schedule out. So we'll figure it out. We'll have some banger content for you next week and the week after that. In the week after that.
In the week after.
Whatever.
And
And
the foreseeable future. But
in the week after that. Just mark your calendars. That's it. We'll see you next time.
Bye.